The Arcturian Group Message, March 2, 2014. Greetings to all. We observe light on Gaia increasing each day, and bringing with it a new worldwide awareness of issues and problems that the majority were heretofore unable or unwilling to see. Appearances would say that the world is getting worse, but what you are witnessing is the light now shining into the dark places and bringing to the forefront all that needs to be addressed in new and higher ways. Many governments are starting to understand that the old self-serving ways of doing business are no longer working. Many leaders are choosing to resist any change, and will eventually find themselves in one way or another removed. All, from world leaders to so-called common folk who insist upon holding tight to energies that are finished, will begin to experience difficulties because the new energies do not nor cannot support anything held in place only through belief and concepts. Go within, dear ones, and honestly examine what concepts and beliefs you may still be rigidly holding on to. We wish to speak of compassion, a topic often confused with sympathy or the ignorant enabling of another. Compassion is a facet of love and is the ability to see another's pain and suffering without entering into it. This often means, especially with families and friends, offering assistance of some sort when intuitively guided. However, in compassion one never enters into the energy field of the other, that is sympathy. When an individual spiritually evolves, his energy field begins to radiate ever more light, and others are drawn to this energy. Each and every soul is seeking to experience the completeness of their true nature, but are only able to interpret this inner yearning within the bounds of their attained state of consciousness. Thus you have spiritually immature souls forever seeking that which is within, in the without. They seek completeness through wearing the right clothes, being beautiful or strong, or in having material possessions and money. Many confuse the love they seek with sex, and allow themselves to be used by others. Because society in general is based in duality and separation, it continues to promote solutions for happiness in hundreds of forms, none of which will satisfy the longings of the soul for conscious reconnection to Source. A soul's immaturity has nothing to do with chronological age. There are many very evolved souls living in young bodies right now, and many who have been on Earth for a long time who remain spiritually immature. Spiritually immature individuals are often repelled by anyone holding great light because this energy is a threat to their firmly held but false belief system. They are usually not even consciously aware of why they may not like a certain individual. This is the root of much fear in the world, for there remain many who continue to resist anything that may rock their comfortable boat bubble. In the early phases of every soul's search for completeness comes a reaching out to friends, strangers, gurus, etc., anyone who seems to have the answers. They do not yet realize that that which they so desperately seek lies within. They feel the higher resonance of another's energy field and gravitate towards it. It usually starts very simply, through questions like, "How did you get through this? Why are you always so calm? What do you think about this or that?" This can be a coworker, friend, or family member. Most of you, being loving persons, are more than happy to help the person who suddenly unburdens, but this is where you must be very aware and alert, dear ones, not allowing yourselves to drop into their energy, which then becomes sympathy. It is commonly accepted that identifying with another's pain is a loving action. "Oh, you poor person. I understand and feel your pain. How could he or she do that to you?" etc., etc. When you do this, you become a part of their energy field and make yourself available to be drained of energy. How many times have you experienced feeling totally wiped out after being with certain people? This can only happen when you open yourselves to those seeking more energy. These dear ones are unaware of what they are doing, but in their unhappiness and desire to be whole they draw on others' energy. We do not like the term, but this is where the term energy suckers comes from. In order to serve and help those seeking help, a light worker must work in the energy of compassion. Practically, this means you can lovingly listen to or observe the problems presented, even offering some suggestions, but never fully entering into the energy of what is being presented. You recognize the appearance to be illusory, with no law to support it, and based in the third-dimensional consciousness. These deeper realizations never prevent one from taking whatever human footsteps may be necessary, the practical everyday tasks so often called for, whatever is needed or you are guided to do. However, in doing these things, do not allow yourselves to be enablers. Stay centered, always remembering that every individual has a higher self, guides, and a contract, plan, that they themselves chose before entering into this earth experience. As we have said before, love never means being another's doormat, nor does it mean you are tied forever to those you may not resonate with simply because they are a relative or childhood friend. It is okay to move on when someone wants you to do their work for them. Love and compassionate action means remembering the truth about every single individual in your consciousness, those drawn to you and those you read or hear about. Always allow others the freedom to learn from their own mistakes while giving them the support they may need. There are times when this may mean simply leaving someone alone. It is ego to believe one has the right or duty to save another. Everyone is a spiritual being having human experiences in order to grow and evolve. This light not only attracts family, friends, and co-workers but also attracts some on the other side who have not yet moved into the light of their journey. There are those who do not even realize that they have transitioned to the other side, drug overdose, accident, coma, etc., and are confused. These dear ones often find themselves drawn to the light of an evolved energy field. If you experience them often in a half-awake, half-asleep state, do not be afraid, but tell these dear ones that they need to move into the light where they will find help and guidance. You can ask for light beings, angels or relatives of the person to come and guide them to where they need to be. Occasionally one will not want to leave, and you can just say to them, "Go." Compassion is love in action, sympathy is the three-dimensional concept of it. This is light work. This is how you plant seeds of truth and help others to evolve. We only say that as your own energy field attracts others seeking what you have, be aware of the temptation to enter into their state of consciousness, for you can never lift another up if you are on the same level as the problem. Humanly yes, but not spiritually. This is compassion, this is love, this is the work. We are the Arcturian group. Channeled by Marilyn Raphael. www.onenessofall.com